Heyo guys, it's Gwen from Gwen Talks. I'm here today talking about my game Fire Emblem. So, originally my idea for this video was to sit here and spout out a whole bunch of random facts about Fire Emblem and tell you why I think it's the best game for you. However, I came to the realization that I'm not Google, and you can look up Fire Emblem all by yourself and find out all the many facts and the games that it has and what it does and doesn't have, what the whole purpose is. So my whole idea for this video is just to tell you why I love the game. Like I said at the beginning of Gwen Talks will be my opinion about games I have played or games that fans have suggested for me to play. So without further ado, the first game I'm going to review today will be Fire Emblem Awakening. Fire Emblem Awakening is by far one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because the story is so immersive, and the reason I say that is because you get to play a key player from the very start of the game. You get to choose who you want to be. Do you want to be a female or a girl? Do you want to be strong with magic or weak with speed, or strong with a sword and weak with magic? You get to choose what type of character your character is going to be. So this whole principle will put you into the role of the tactician. The main character in the storyline, Chrom, is going to put a lot of trust in you to help you decide what you should do to best keep this world at peace. So by far one of my favorite things about this game is the avatar customization. That's right, I said avatar customization. You get to make a character and put it in the story all on your own. This character can have your name, whatever look you want him to look like, what type of personality you want this person to have, what type of role you want them to have in connecting with other characters. So it's up to you to decide what type of character you want your avatar to be. You make all the important decisions for them. You change the chat dialogue based off of how you think your character or yourself would react to this situation. And that's something that's very interesting that hasn't been implemented in most of the Fire Emblem games. I won't say all, but this is one of those things where you get to sort of influence the story. You get to build different relationships with each and every character no matter how many times you play the game, because every time your experience will be completely different. I can say that because I've played this game many a times and tried different routes throughout the game, but ultimately, throughout it all, I've learned that it's a solid game. Another one of my favorite things about this game is that your characters have the ability to get married. So if you ever thought, oh, these characters would look great married to each other, well, now's your chance to do it. You can marry the main character off to whoever you want, you can marry your avatar off to whoever you want, and the bonus is that you get to have kids. I know that doesn't sound too great in a tactical war game. However, due to a little help from the storyline, the kids from the future come back and help you fight in the present. That's something that I thought was very unique about this game, is the opportunity to have your kids from the future save you in the present. And obviously, it's a little interesting, the interactions between the parents and the kids, considering they may have just gotten married and already they have a 18-year-old kid fighting next to them on the battlefield. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about what my favorite classes in this game are. My 3 favorite advanced classes, so this doesn't include the basic classes, the ones you start out with. So these include any of the ones that you promote in the game. So my favorite one, my number 1 pick for Fire Emblem Awakening as a class is Swordmaster. And I will say this is because of the high skill, high speed, and good strength. And then obviously you always get to crit every time. Also, I'm a little bit of a sucker for anyone using a sword. So if you ever notice me playing a game, all my characters will be really good with a sword, but terrible at everything else. So my favorite character for the Swordmaster class is Long Q. Long Q is a character you get through playing the storyline, and it's one of those characters that at the beginning he has pretty much no personality at all, but towards the end you begin to love him. My second favorite class is the Assassin class, and it has very similar stats to the Swordmaster class, which I think is why I like it. However, the main difference between the Assassin and the Swordmaster class comes from 2 very important points. One, an assassin gets to use a bow. That's obviously one of my favorite weapons as well. You can ask anyone in Guild Wars 2 what I have on my Guardian is a longbow. Even though I'm not able to equip it, I always have it in his inventory. The next big factor separating an assassin from a swordmaster is a skill called lethality. Lethality is probably one of the most broken skills in the game, I would say. It's a skill that has to do with luck and skill, and pretty much what it is any attack can be a lethal attack, so you can instantly kill a character in one shot regardless of your strength. All it has to do with is proccing that skill, so the higher your luck and the higher your skill, the more likely you are to get it. And probably one of my favorite people to promote to the assassin class, just based off of his speed, skill, luck, and strength, would be Owen. Owen is by far my favorite character of all times in Fire Emblem games. I don't think I've ever loved a character more than him. And my final class that I think is probably one of the best classes in the game is the Sage class. And I will tell you why. The ability to do large amounts of damage from a safe distance without worrying about consequence of getting hit back is probably why I love the Sage class so much. The other reason I love it so much is even though it is awesome at killing people, it is also awesome as a support. If you ever have characters that get damaged in battle, put them next to a Sage. The Sage can heal them right back up to full health. And then, also, what else are you going to do? If someone attacks your Sage is probably going to kill them in one shot. You don't have to worry about them dying. So, those three are my favorite classes. So guys, my overall opinion of the game is that it's a must-play game. I will tell you this because it is honestly one of those games that you can play hours upon hours without getting bored. You can change your class of your character if you don't like it. So if you have a character using a sword and you don't like them using a sword, change them to using a bow. That game is full of customization. You can almost change anything in that game to something that better fits your playstyle. It's one of those games where the story is so immersive and it pulls on your heart so much that you just want to know more. So my opinion of this game is that it will probably be one of your favorite games, if not your favorite game of all times, as it is mine. So guys, tell me what you think of Fire Emblem Awakening. Is it a game that you would be interested in playing? And if so, what would be your favorite class? What would you do in that game that maybe I haven't done? And as always guys, may your days be good.